What's going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to another SLA video. Guys, we're going to update the tier list with Elena. I didn't have a chance to do it recently because a lot has been going on, obviously. Not a lot with SLA. We do have the SLC on the way very soon, actually in 2 weeks, but we do have quite a bit going on from a game perspective. And believe it or not, the content creator program is still around for some odd reason. So if you have not done so, guys, if you didn't extend, go back in, please, and re-support. The support button is available. Get yourself back in. I can still continue sending codes to those who re-support or didn't get a chance to support last time. Be able to get yourself 2 free codes right now, and then while the new season is getting up and running, we'll be able to continue sending you guys further codes. So go back in here, guys, hit that support button. Remember, it's linked in every single description and of every single video. It's pinned in the comments section. And as well, now if you are going to be playing Mongoth Stardive, I'm also doing this, and there's a supporter program there as well. So go and hit that support button as well too, guys. Get yourselves in. I'm putting out a ton of guides for this game, and I'm loving it so far. Plus, we're going to be doing quite a bit of the long live streams, including full-on gameplay modes and guides going forward. All right, so tier list. Let's talk about it. There's Elena, brand new character. Let's see where she lands, and let's see where the tier list change or not with some of the buffs that they've added to the game. I'll be right back. All right, folks, welcome back. So let's go ahead and begin this tier list. Now, a couple things I want to say, and I mentioned this earlier in the other live stream that I did with the testing of Elena and just the videos regarding Elena. She is the new, I hate saying this word, but it is the truth, the scummy move of supporters. And if we go forward with all supporters supporting infuse damage, then it looks like infusion is going to stick around for quite some time, guys. It looks like that's not going to change as a mechanic, and at the same time, we're going to be looking at probably swapping all of our existing supporters over to the new supporters, which kind of does suck because that means a whole new slew of gameplay and a whole new slew of resources and everything else we need to do, especially summoning. And I've talked about this numerous times, and I already made a video on the fact that we don't get a lot of essence stones, so that's going to be a problem for sure, I think, for most of us. And right now, I think we're sitting on a problem that needs to be solved, because here's the thing: they've introduced infusers. It changed the game. Now they're changing up supports, which are going to support infusers, and then the next thing you're probably going to see is DPS coming out with some sort of infusion damage increase as well, which means it's going to even make your other damage dealers even more useless. So I feel, like I said, I've been saying this all along, the game is going through a reset, and of course that's going to cause a problem overall. Okay, so let's go ahead and start this as usual, guys. We're going to put all of our units that are SRs here. Hopefully the evolution will be SRs turning to SSRs, or at least the ability to turn them to SSRs, so we can use them and give them a couple new skills. The only one really here that's semi-decent is probably going to be Kim. And honestly, if you're fairly new and you need a defense shred, Anna, I put them there for now, but this is pretty much it for the usual squad. I hate the fact that we have SRs even in the game right now, because they're just literally useful fodder in order to get your idle rewards higher just by leveling them up and getting more bonds. That's really it. There's really no other use outside of these two here, which are very occasional for these SRs, and it kind of feels like a waste of space. Speaking of waste of space and air, that's right, we're gonna start with the SSRs. These are some of the units that they've tried to buff a few times. It helped for like literally a second. Dongpu never really helped, but unfortunately he is still the worst character in the game in my opinion. And I know there was a lot of people back in the day trying to justify using him, and it just never worked out. So we're still kind of with the same mindset here that he's just never going to be better unless they do a second version of him. And if they do, I really do hope they give him a little bit more justice, because he was an intriguingly bad character and he kind of played the villain role really well until, you know, his untimely etc. that I don't want to talk about because I don't want to spoil it. But hey, it is what it is. All right, let's keep going here, guys. So that's your C ranks right there. I don't think we need to change this at all. This has pretty much been the same, and every unit here has not really brought anything to the game any further. And if you do summon for them, I do feel bad for you. So that is a 50-50 loss for most of you guys if you do unfortunately get any of these units. All right, we got Charlotte over here. We're gonna put Akari over here as well. Now Akari might see a buff with the introduction of Antoine being a light infuser, and chances are things will change quite desperately. Speaking of light, Gun He is so out of date, man. He's so out of date. It's like one of those units that you definitely need to get updated, and because the lack of breakers required right now in the game, there's just no reason to introduce a new breaker, because they're really not bringing anything to the game outside of Battlefield of Trials and Battlefield of Time. Literally, that's all they're providing, right? Like at that point. So we're gonna go to Pahansimi there, and of course we're gonna put Choi here, guys. And also don't forget to like, subscribe. Remember to leave your comments about these tier lists. If you think there's anything that should change, let me know. I'm always curious what you guys think. And again, because breakers are now kind of becoming useless and we're noticing this, I'm gonna put Lim right over here. He was an A last patch. We're going to drop him down to B in this one, because again, breakers just really not having too much time in the spotlight anymore. Even though some of these guys do provide fairly decent buffs, they're just not viable. Okay, so I just want to put that out there right now. All right, let's keep going here. Shuha, honestly, it's kind of want to put her in the back of the list. She was the beginning of the list. We're going to put her in the back of the list this time. Maylin did get a fairly decent amount of buffs. Still not that great, but I think she deserves S now. So she was an A before, but because of her buffs, she's going to go in S. Essel also got some fairly decent buffs. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put them in top tier A here. I won't put them in S. They're just, you'll see why shortly, okay? Again, speaking of breakers, Stark, we're going to put him in A just because he does fairly good DPS, mostly. That's the reason why. So we're going to put him in there. Libora still has her uses, of course, as a support. Gina, it will eventually be outdated and removed, I'm pretty sure. And of course, Yuseyun as well, too, as a DPS. I'll probably toss Yuseyun right over here for DPS purposes. These two having their buffs actually did help them quite a bit, but I'm not sure if there's still a bug because we're not seeing that much of a difference, and I'm hoping they address that very, very soon. All right, so Mirai did get a little bit of a buff as well, so we're going to toss her up here. Mayun also is very similar in terms of her situation. I'll toss her here. I don't really think she's that useful anymore, but she is still one of the better light DPS, unfortunately. Forgot to put her in that section. So that's something you definitely want to look at. Cha as well. Don't forget the OG Cha, still very viable, still in S tier. I'd probably put her before Mirai, maybe not. I think Mirai's still a bit better than her. She does bring a lot of good buffs though, right? Alicia's new buffs obviously provided her quite a bit of utility, and because of the meta right now with water and what Elena brings, you're going to have a pretty powerful Alicia here to use. So we're going to put her up front over here instead, and continue moving on with the tier list. All right, so we have Isla. Where is she? There she is right there. Jinna. And honestly, I'm going to continue putting Min here because he still provides some of the best support in the game, bar none. I don't think there's anybody out there who provides better support than him. Laura also, honestly, is still really good. I will put her here, but we don't know her full potential yet with Thomas until we see Thomas have an infuser. We might see a pretty drastic change in her status very soon if we do see the fact that Thomas does bring more to the table, and this will allow Laura to shine more as well too as a support. But we'll see if that's going to be the case or not. Kane did get a fairly decent buff. She's going to go up here. Unfortunately, Minnie. Yeah. Minnie. What a waste of resources that one was, huh? Okay, we got that there. Soren, again, because of the buffs that she provides, she will be sitting in the S tier. And I'm going to put Goto one step ahead of her. Even though, again, we're not really using breakers, he does play a better role here for the win team, even if you don't have Reggie, and Reggie's right over here. Speaking of SS tier, infusers will always be SS and above. The worst of the infusers is Christopher Reed, unfortunately, so he's going to sit up here. Yuki, of course, is still very, very good. I'd say probably one of the best units for breakers, maybe still the best unit for breakers. So she still has a role here in terms of her debuffs and the abilities that she provides. She's pretty decent DPS, honestly. So that, I would say that goes there. Right over here, we're going to put probably Thomas at the forefront here. Expect to see a pretty big buff on Thomas. I think we're probably going to see that. And Sung SM Beck, I'll probably say SS tier because of his damage dealing abilities. And then we have Freeran, of course, who is also SSS. You're not really going to see a better support than her in the game, but because she's limited, you're not really going to be able to get her either. Fern, same scenario, top fire DPS in the game, but because of the limitation of not being able to get her, also a little bit of a struggle. Reggie, very good infuser, aka stacker, but unfortunately requires a little bit more love in terms of advancements, and same with Igris. Both of them require a little bit more in terms of advancements in order to make them shine, where one other unit here does not require that at all. We have Sung Hwan, which I think is going to be probably better than SM Beck, and then we of course have Kihun, which is by far the best breaker in the game and supporter built together, so definitely deserves to be triple S there, which is kind of sad because he's only an A rank hunter. And then we have, of course, Leonard, who is still top win DPS in the game. I'd say they're fairly close to one another. I'd probably put Leonard even ahead a little bit, to be honest, but we'll leave that there. And then we have ourselves Cha, which currently right now is residing as the best DPS only because of what is being provided to her as a unit with the Infuser and Elena. And of course, the best Infuser in the game by far goes to Mary. I'm going to put her up here because of her ability to pretty much instantly build a infusion bar for you, which is pretty crazy. And then of course Elena being the top support in the game right now because of the only unit right now that supports overload damage, and it is a water overload damage only. She only loses a little bit of love because she only supports water overload, so if you're not really running a water team, but don't have a good water team, she's not going to give you as much buffs that you would want, or debuffs at the same time. But she is phenomenal in regards to what she is, and this is what Netmarble wanted all along, guys. A pretty top tier water unit to make you guys spend more money, including myself. All right, let me know what you guys think, if this is accurate. If you guys agree, please leave a like. If you don't agree, leave a like anyways, and let me know in the comment section respectfully what you guys think should change. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. Take care. Peace.